In this video we're going to talk about how to train abs. Now there's loads of different ways to train your abs with a TRX, but because we're focusing on the simple, more beginner stuff for TRX here, we're going to talk about TRX bicycles. Now TRX bicycles are great because they put the abs under lots of tension and they work each side of your core. For this we need to get in the press up position and put our feet in the bottom straps of a TRX. So as always, hang the TRX, make sure it's nice and solid and safe. I always find the easiest way to get your feet into the straps is just to kneel down one at a time and do it slowly. So, get one foot in, pull it under a bit of tension, reach round, and get the other foot in. Now, once you've got both feet in, make sure that your feet are balanced just by pulling up and down on the cords. Hands quite firmly spread, you want them about shoulder width, and then you're going to come up and plank. Now this in itself is quite hard, so what I want you to start doing is then one leg at a time, bring it to your chest and hold it for 1, 2, 3, down, next, 1, 2, 3, down, next, 1, 2, 3, down, next, 1, 2, 3, down. Now the idea, you can see why they're called bicycles, is to keep that going for as many as you can. Figure it out what rep range works for you. If you can do between 10 and 15 on each side, that's great. If you can only do a few and then you just need to hold a plank position for a while, that's great. Do what works for you until you get more confident and you feel better at it. The key thing with this is tension and squeezing the muscle. I always talk a lot about squeezing the muscle with a TRX, probably too much. But these are great because as you bring your knee to your chest, you can really squeeze the ab and you can feel that whole side of your core really getting squeezed and working to hold you there. That's where the key muscle development is, on the holds and the squeezes, on those 3 seconds. Do it nice and slow, do it nice and controlled. You're also kicking in quite a lot of secondary muscle with the front of your deltoid shoulders and your chest. So if you feel a little ache in them, if you do a lot of these, don't worry, that's again just because they're a secondary muscle. More bang for your buck, as I always say. This video is all about focus on some ab work with a TRX knees to stomach. It's quite a simple one, and one you might think that, oh, I know how to do that. But a lot of people don't do it the most beneficial way. It's all about taking your time and being unstable and really, really focusing on the squeeze. Your abs respond really well when you give them a really good squeeze. So, get your TRX in a safe, secure position. Make sure you can take your weight. Kneel down. Get your foot in the loose straps. So I'm going to place one in that one and one in this one. Now, when you're doing these, you're going to get quite a bit of work through the shoulders as well. But we really, really want to emphasize a lot of work on the abs. So, hands shoulder width apart. You want them directly under your pectoral muscles. And what we're going to do is both feet at the same time. So, bring them in, and we're going to hold for 1, 2, 3, and slowly release down. Not going to let our legs drop fast, but slowly releasing. And hold for the plank. And back up for 1, 2, 3, and slowly down. Keeping it really controlled. And hold for the plank. And up for 1, 2, 3, and slowly down on the negative face, and hold for the plank. Now even after 3 I can feel my abs burning already there. Now the key to this is not to rush it, not to be doing this and rocking. It's all about keeping stable, so I'm keeping my shoulder girdle stable, I'm keeping my whole torso stable, my core, and I'm really trying to pull the TRX through the door there. There's a lot of tension in my feet. And back down. High rep ranges again are better, so if you can try and work up to 12 or 15 reps, that's fantastic. But really focus on that squeeze. When you bring in your knees to your chest, just really tense those abs and you will really feel them working and burning. It's a fantastic exercise as well for building good stability in your shoulders. You might start realizing you have one side that's a bit stronger than the other. So it'll just help that balance out too. And something called the TRX twists. Now these are really good ab exercises and total core workout because they also incorporate your obliques and they also help strengthen your hip muscles and lower back. So if you've got any lower back or hip problems that you're suffering from, these are great for strengthening that. They're so good as well for a total ab muscle workout. The twist that you do and the hold that you do, it really puts out your whole body under a little bit of a shock. I also recommend them. They're great for warming up. I used to do them before kickboxing a lot, and they're super good because they work your whole upper body, and also you're twisting and moving a lot, so your hips and your joints get warmed up a lot. Great before you're doing any explosive exercise. So, let's get to it. TRX twists. Make sure the TRX is nice and secure. Now the action for this, you're going to have both your feet in the TRX loops. So, one foot in at a time. Get yourself comfortable and make sure the TRX are balanced with your feet, so you might need to push one down or the other. Make sure they're nice and balanced. Hands shoulder width apart, and you're going to start by taking the strain in a plank position. Now the movement for this is to the middle, to the right, to the left, to the middle. Now, in the middle pull, you can hold it there. So I like to hold it there for 1 or 2 seconds to really get the squeeze in the abs. In the left and in the right, it's too difficult and it's just too much of an awkward angle to hold. So what you do is, as you come up, you really just want to squeeze at the top and come down. Squeeze at the top and come down. So let's go through that full exercise. So, in the plank position, take the strain, and then we're going to go for 1, 2, and down. To the right, squeeze. To the left, squeeze, and back to the middle for 1, 2, and down. To the right, squeeze. To the left, squeeze, and back to the middle. 1, 2, 3. One more time. To the left, to the right, and back to the middle. Now, you'll see, as I'm bringing my knees to the left and right, I'm trying to get them to my elbows. So if you watch this twist, to the elbow, to the elbow, and that's where you want to be aiming for, to bring your knees into your elbows. So focus on that and you'll really get a hell of a twist and a hell of an exercise across your whole core. They are very challenging. I'm tired just after doing a few of them, so the rep range is entirely up to you. Try building on 2 or 3 sets. They're really good to finish an exercise because they work a little bit of upper body as well. You've got a lot of stabilizing muscles kicking in. Something I always love with the TRX, you're always unstable, so a lot of secondary muscles kicking in from our upper body there. I'm going to be focusing on the TRX Supermans. They're an absolute killer exercise for abs, and they involve a lot of secondary muscles, such as the shoulder girdle and your back. Now, you do need a little bit of practice with a TRX to get used to these, and a little bit of upper body strength to do them. But once you start getting used to them, they're an amazing one to tag on the end of workouts, just to really finish your core off, especially if you've been doing an upper body workout. So, make sure the TRX is in a skew position. You're going to need quite a bit of length on this to do this correctly. The setup, get the TRX over your shoulders. Now the feet position is something you've got to play around with a little bit. The action, the movement of the exercise is you go from the TRX over your shoulders and you push out to a completely prone position like this, and you hold it, and you can already see I'm shaking under the exercise, the tension of this, and my core is really struggling to hold me there. It's really getting a good burn to keep me in this position. My shoulders and secondary muscles are also engaged up there. And the back action, you come down and you squeeze your abs and really squeeze them tight, and then you go back out. And that's the movement. So the feet position, the more you go in, the harder it's going to be, because obviously if I'm right in here and I go right out, that's a lot more strain for my shoulders and my core to hold me here. If I go further out, it's a lot easier because the angle's not as much, so I can hold that much more comfortably. It's entirely up to you where you want to try. I'd always say start easier because, as I always say, TRX is all about technique and tension to really get the most out of the muscles. It's all about taking your time. So, let's go through that again. TRX over the shoulders. Start with down and squeeze your stomach, and then I want you to go out for 1, 2, 3, and hold right there, and bring it in, and squeeze, and bring it out. 1, 2, 3, and hold it right there, and then bring it in. Again, nice and slowly bring it in, really squeezing your abs all the way in, and back out. 1, 2, 3, and hold, and then bring it in, and squeeze the abs, really squeeze them. That's it. You want to be looking between 12 and 15 reps if you can. The key is, as you're coming back in, to really squeeze those abs to get you down, and you're going to feel such a tight burn in those abs. It's a fantastic exercise. We're going to be looking at the TRX side bends. Now these are fantastic for building abs and obliques. They really target what a lot of people call the love handles. I always get quite a lot of fat build up there. But these are super great if you want to really build some strong abs and some bulging abs. Mine are hiding under quite a lot of tacos at the moment, but maybe they'll come out later on. It is an advanced exercise, and it incorporates a lot of secondary muscle, especially in your shoulders and the shoulder girdle area with your back as well. The reason I love these is just the stability that's incorporated, the secondary muscles that are needed. They are very similar to getting a weight and doing the side bend, but it is quite an easy exercise compared to this because we have our hands above our head here, so we're stabilising ourselves. Yeah, it's great. It's super great for abs. I normally do in rep ranges between 7 and 12 for 3 sets, each side back to back. So, to begin, make sure the TRX is safe and it's nice and secure, nice and solid in there. What you're going to do is you're going to clasp both the handles with this grip. So you're going to wrap your hand around both the handles, create a nice solid, secure grip. Place the handles right above your head, so almost like there's a direct line running from your feet right up to the handles themselves. Should be able to feel a little bit of strain, a little bit of pull there. And the exercise is, it's bend out for 1, 2, 3, hold and feel that stretch, and come back in for 1, 2, 3. And I'm really contracting. I'm contracting my side abs here, all my ab muscles here, and that's what pulls you back in. It's a contraction down here of the muscles contracting to pull, and these ones extending. So if you do that again, 1, 2, 3, and contract them and pull yourself in for 3, and back down for 1, 2, 3. Feel that stretch and pull yourself back in. My shoulders, my arms are just using them as stabilizers here, and down for 1, 2, 3, and back in for 1, 2, 3. Keeping the abs tense throughout this whole exercise non-stop. Even when you pause here, keep those abs nice and tense as you go back down. Once you've done your reps on that, switch it up and you do exactly the same on the other side. As I say, it is an advanced move. You do need a little bit of shoulder strength, a little bit of stability because your shoulder muscles will tire. Don't be surprised if you feel a bit of ache and a bit of pain in your shoulders after doing this. They do incorporate it quite a lot because they're holding you as stabilizers. Anyway, it's a great ab move. It's one of my favorites. Give it a go. If you've got any questions or comments, please leave them below. I always get back to people. Subscribe to my channel. I'm always posting about TRX exercises and the best way to get the most out of them. Fitness anywhere without the need for a gym. Thanks for watching.